An adventurer and Guinness World Record holder has revealed that living on the UK streets was more lucrative than he imagined. Ed Stafford, a former army captain and Amazon trekker, spent 2 months being homeless in Glasgow, Manchester, and London. He found that as well as gaining 11 pounds because passers-by kept giving him fast food, sandwiches, and burgers, he could also make up to £200 a night. After living without a roof over his head for Channel 4's series 60 Days on the Streets, Ed said that some parts were easier than he expected. "I think I was shocked by the amount of food that was available," he said. "I thought I was going to lose loads of weight and it was going to be harder to physically survive, but in fact, there was an abundance of people wanting to help in all 3 cities." In Glasgow, I witnessed 26 volunteers handing out food one night, and there were only 2 rough sleepers there. I even met one homeless man who complained the public overfeed him. And begging seemed to be more lucrative than I ever imagined. It was common in London for people to make £100 to £200 in an evening, which is more than the average person earns in work. One homeless man he accompanied in Manchester made £20 in 30 minutes when asking passers-by for money for a hostel, although in reality it was to fund his crack cocaine addiction. Comparing the cities, he said living on the streets in Manchester was manic as Spice laid waste to sections of the homeless community. "You see them in the main squares, frozen like zombies." In London he struck up more friendships but saw a larger contrast between rich and poor. "I remember living on the Strand, near all the theatres," he said. "I remember sitting in the doorway of Halifax and hordes of people coming out of the Adelphi Theatre. The triviality of what these people were talking about really struck me. I just remember getting almost angry at how inane the conversations were." Ed said he was most shocked by how resigned some homeless people were to their situation. "I had assumed no one would want to be on the streets if they had a choice, but actually, some of the community prefer life on the streets, living on one's wits, to one in temporary accommodation navigating the benefit system." After being on the streets, Ed said he would not give directly to homeless people, but does believe they need a great deal more support to help them escape the situation. At a deep level, it's not a lifestyle any of them would have chosen for themselves, even if now they are resigned to it. All of them have been driven to the streets by tragedy in their past, whether it's something that happened in their childhood, a parent that's an addict, or an abusive partner. Around 4,000 to 5,000 people sleep on the streets each night, according to magazine Big Issue, which tries to help homeless people by asking them to sell its publication. It also said that 78,930 people were in temporary accommodation, meaning families are in shelters, hostels, B&Bs, and refuges, among others. Shelter UK, a charity that campaigns to help homeless people, said 1 in every 200 people in the UK is homeless, or 320,000 people.